of November 2023. Now, the Gambia begins its quest for a first World Cup appearance with two matches. These matches are scheduled for the 16th and the 20th of November 2023 in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Head coach Tom Sanfi is joining us, after which he will take questions from the press. Coach, good morning and welcome to announce your 23-man squad to Gambians across the world.
Good morning, Babukar. Good morning, the Gambia. First of all, Juma Mbaraka. It's a pleasure to announce the squad. As you announced it already, we start in our aim to qualify for the first time in history for the World Cup in 2026. And at home against Ivory Coast. Both games will be played in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Because Burundi has chosen to play their home game there, and we thought it was more opportune to play our home game also there instead of traveling more than 25 hours to Morocco. And we have more rest between both games and can prepare the team. We have selected a squad of 23 players for these two games. First game will be, as you said, on the 16th against Burundi, currently 100 ranking, decent team, not easy task. They Namibia in their last qualifier with 3-2, were leading even 3-0. And the second game against one of the African giants, Ivory Coast, who is currently 52 on the world. And in their last friendlies in October, we saw them drawing against South Africa and Morocco. Our squad of 23 are the following names. We have three goalkeepers with Babuka Gay from Lokomotiv Sofia in Bulgaria, with Modu Job from Musanze in Rwanda, and with Lamin Sar from Eskil Mine. Other players are Omar Koli from Besiktas in Turkey, James Gomez from Sparta Prague in Czech Republic, Buba from Abu Adams from Cardiff in UK, Hamza Berry from Valia in Denmark, Daudangam from Ariana FC in Sweden, Alassane Odense in Denmark, Jacob Mendy from Wrexham in UK, Aliou Federa from Racing Genk in Belgium, Ibrima Koli from Young Boys Bern in Switzerland, Ablai Diallo from FC Metz in France, Bamba Sanyang from Grenoble in France, Moussa Barrow from Al Tawoun in Saudi Arabia, Hassan Cisse from Damak FC in Saudi Arabia, and the last one is Mohamed Badamossi from Al Hazem, also in Saudi Arabia. These are the 23 names who are invited to fly on Monday to Tanzania, where we play on Thursday the first match, and on Monday the second match. If any questions, please let me know.
Quite an interesting we know you are missing a couple of our players through injury. Ibu Toure is one of those players that is out, injured. The last time I watched your interview with Ibrima Sohna on Sohna Sports, Sohna Sports, wonderful interview for that matter. And he was talking about whether the under 20 players are ready to make that step up to the senior national team. And you said, there are quite a lot of good players. You failed to, you didn't mention any player, but we have seen the inclusion of Mahmoud Bajo in this team. And this is not the first time that you have invited under 20 players into the team. Like you said, the captain was the first player to be invited against South Sudan. This is a very, very interesting one. Can you explain to us why did you invite Mahmoud Bajo? I'm sure a lot of governments are going to be excited also because, make no mistake, he's a very, very good player.
Yeah, first of all, we are always open for young talent. In the past, with Moussa Barrow when he was 19 and Ibrima Koli when he was 19, they made their debut on an early age in the national team. We are not afraid to give young players the opportunity to play for the country. Also, Alaji Saini got already an invitation in the past. Yankuba Minte, naturally, don't forget, he was not with the under 20 in Argentina, but he is officially also under 20 player. And we were impressed with the performance of the team of Ablai Bojang in Argentina. We follow very close all players, and we are in touch with several of them. And the performance of Mamadou Bajo for his club in Slovakia is really impressive. It's also a position where we have need, since we miss Suleiman Mare, one of our regulars and one of our main players. We miss him still in our squad. So we were looking for an alternative, and the performances week in, week out for his club Pod Brezova made us clear that we had to call him up. I spoke with him earlier, and he is very eager to join the national team, and we are looking forward to welcome him as part of the senior national team.
We know that it's World Cup or African qualifiers not long ago. Do we have players who might probably be suspended for accumulation of cards, and would they be available for the World Cup qualifiers, or they have to serve their suspension later?
Yeah, we have two players who got a second yellow card in the last game against Congo Brazzaville. That's Abla Jallo and Ibrahim Akoli. But both players are available for both World Cup qualifiers, as is it a different competition. And the sad news is that both players, Ibrahim Akoli and Abla Jallo, will be suspended. Uh, will be suspended for the first match at AFCON against Senegal. But all 23 players are available for these two World Cup qualifiers.
Amadou, and we also have Paul Pereira. So if you want to ask regard to his team selection and the tactics for the two matches, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning, Tom. It's a pleasure to, of course, have you this morning to clarify on your 23-man squad. You made mention of Oman Kuli, the 23-man squad. And earlier on, there were reports that Omar is injured and his return will be in mid-December. What gave you the clearance to put him part of the team? Did you speak to the Besiktas doctors who clarified that Omar is okay today?
Yeah, thank you very much for your question. We spoke with Besiktas, and we spoke also with Omar Colley. Yesterday was the last contact with Omar Colley, and he assured that he will be ready to play for us. He has some problem with his knee, what is a result of playing on artificial grass in Norway. Knees are sensitive for that, but he assured he will be ready for us next week.
Any follow-up question?
Yeah, another question is, you made mention of notable strikers who have been in the team, as in Cisse and Badamosi. But of recent, we've seen a lot of Gambian strikers who are absolutely doing very well for their respective clubs. The likes of Ali Sow, the likes of Yusuf Njai, the likes of Lamin Kuli, the likes of Lamin Jao. And notably, this young kid who is in England, Modu Fal, born in England, but he's a Gambian, has been doing absolutely very well for Doncaster Rovers. Have you taken time to look at these strikers, especially Modu Fal, and have some engagements in trying to convince him to come play for the Gambia? Because yes, defenders win you competition, but strikers really win you games.
Yeah, first of all, I think the players you mentioned are really doing well. I follow them very close. But we have chosen to have Badamossi, who was crucial in our qualifiers against Congo Brazzaville. Hassan Cisse, who is a regular and who's doing also very well in Saudi Arabia. And actually, we have also Musa Barrow in our squad who can play offensive. The reason that Yusufa Njai and Ali Sowe are not there is very clear. We called them up both for the previous matches, and several times they didn't show up or they had an excuse not to come. And we need to have players we can rely on. When we call up a team, we cannot have last minute cancellations. We need to be sure that we can count on the team. So the other players, the young players, you mentioned, who are performing well in Hungary, in England for Doncaster, Lamin Jallo in Algeria. We are following them. But naturally, in a squad of 23, we cannot only invite offensive players. We need the goalkeepers, defenders, midfield players, and wingers and strikers. So, and we thought that with Badamosi, Asan Sisi, and Musa Barrow, we have 3 options for the central striking position, and that must be enough in the selection of 23.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations for unveiling your squad. I just want to say, you have been hit by injury on top players that are missing in this campaign. How will it affect your World Cup?
Yeah, we are not happy. Ibu Toure, who is a regular on the left wing back, and we miss Yankuba Minte. Very well in the last game. He played first against Guinea-Bissau a year ago, and then last game against Congo Brazzaville. And he's doing well for Feyenoord. So we really were hoping that both players, together with Sulman Mare, who is the last 5 in our national team, with his intelligence, with his way of playing, a player is unique in our selection. So these 3 players are really missed in the team. And naturally, it affects. We make our team stronger. On the other side, I have full confidence in players, the replacements we called up, and I'm sure that the players who will get the opportunity and to represent the country, they will do everything to bring the right results.
Tom, it is really an important and also against Ivory Coast. Not being able to play an in the window and preparing for his qualifiers, and then again in African football in this World Cup qualifiers, does that give you room to test your credentials, knowing that you're going to the African competitions to run against powerhouse like Senegal, like Cameroon and Guinea?
Yeah. First, to play friendly. For an AFCON selection later against Senegal, come the teams who we meet there. So talking about the test, Ivory Coast for Senegal, it's a little bit risky because I really want to have a good result against Ivory Coast, and I really want that we do everything to qualify the Gambia for the World Cup. So it's not really a test. We want to perform, and hopefully it works good out. And naturally, we will learn our lessons out of these 2 matches in preparation to the coming AFCON.
Thank you very much, Coach. I think you've answered the questions very, very well. So just finally, maybe you tell us when the team gathers in Tanzania, and then from there we can end this press conference. It also has to be noted that this is the last time that the coach will be talking to the media. It was an opportunity for everyone to interview him before the camp begins.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think it's very well done. We're going to fly on Monday to Tanzania. Some people fly on Sunday, but the majority will fly on Monday after the weekend. We will have Tuesday, probably only in the afternoon, the chance to train as a team. And then Wednesday, final training before the Burundi match. The game will be played at 4 o'clock. It will be important to have start there. We are based in a top-class hotel, well arranged by Federation and Usman Rami, the team manager, as usual. And actually, our choice to stay in Tanzania for our home match is maybe a strange choice for some people. The first game, otherwise have faced a travel of around 24-25 hours with waiting times and traveling time to Morocco. We had preferred to play at home in the Gambia, but that was not a solution. Then was playing Morocco the other option, but playing in Tanzania gives us more time, and it makes us also the opportunity to play 2 games in a row in the same stadium. Don't forget, in the last 8 matches, we played AFCON qualifiers against Chad, Mali, South Sudan, and Congo Brazzaville. We played 8 games in different cities and in different stadiums, so it can be also an advantage to face Ivory Coast on Monday in the stadium where we already have played Burundi. So next week Monday the travel will be. From Tuesday we will be in focus to train and do the analysis with the team, and hopefully we are ready and we will be available via the GFF media to the rest of the public.
Thank you, Coach. And on that note, we bring this press conference to an end until we come here with some other time, and hopefully that we come back home with very good results against Burundi and against the Elephants. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.